Hey, what's good, everybody? What's going on? I hope you're enjoying your day. I want to go ahead and talk about the Notre Dame over NC State. The game pretty much went the way I thought it would go. Had a little rain delay. I couldn't watch the whole game the way I wanted to, but it's fine. They still got the win, and that's all that matters. You know, the score 45-24, and they pulled away later in the game, which I expected. So if any Notre Dame team fan worried about how the game went, that's exactly how it usually go with NC State. At home at their stadium, they tend to play top 10 or top teams period good at home. They've been doing it for years. So that's just the thing that NC State do. All I was worried about is pulling away at the end like we needed to, and that's what we did. It was a good overall game. Probably have to come down with a little part too many penalties in this game. But other than that, they had a good game. It's a hard-fought game. The run game was good, like I've been saying in the other videos. You got to run the football. We got to be balanced. And Sam Hartman don't necessarily have to pass for 300-400 yards. He just need to turn the ball over and throw them touchdowns. And that's exactly what happened. If we can do that, we're going to be good to go. This is a pretty good game. 16 first downs, that's not a lot. But at the same time, we had some explosive plays. So being that we had explosive plays, didn't really necessarily have to have a lot of first downs, but you want to have more than 16 going down the road, because it's going to be games you got to get them, and you can't just depend on explosive plays all the time. So, but we did a good job. We won time of possession. As far as turnovers, we did good in that. Only one turnover. We fumbled the ball, but hey, things going to happen. It's never easy to have a game with no turnovers, but playing Ohio State down the road, we got to have the best game we can, and try not to have it, no turnovers. But just do the best you can. And so for Notre Dame to only have one, that's pretty good. Rushing yards, we did good in rushing yards. 4.6 yards a carry as a team. 170 yards as a team rushing. That's good. That's all. Like I said in the other video, if Notre Dame can keep it at 150 or more, and pass the ball, have passing yards of at least like 280 with four, just as long as they can keep it balanced with no turnovers, it's going to be a good season. So that was pretty good. Passing yards 286. Third downs, probably got to get better on third downs. Third downs, it was 5 of 14 on third downs. You can get away with that with a team like North Carolina State, but when they play Ohio State, they got to do better with the third downs. Nobody can be perfect, but just try to do the best you can when it comes to games like that. But other than that, they did a good job. They held NC State under 100 yards rushing. And they held them to 2.8 yards a carry, so that was real good. The defense did their job. They did an awesome job getting turnovers. They got players that DJ Brown, Xavier Watts got an interception. Benjamin Morrison got an interception as well. That secondary did a good job. The linebackers did a good job. Number 24 and Thomas Hayes, they all did a good job, man. They did a good job shutting down the run game and did a decent job on the passing game as well. They did about as good as you can ask a defense to do. Like I said, Aldrich Epstein, 14 carries for 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Of course, he had that 80-yard touchdown. And like I said, having explosive plays like that, you necessarily don't have to have a lot of first downs in the game, but you don't want to depend on explosive plays all the time, because it don't come all the time, and you got to get those first downs to kind of like just eat a team out on those drives. So we'll talk about all that stuff later on when they get close to playing Ohio State. Sam Hartman, 15 of 24 for 286 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no turnovers, man. He had a great game, and that's the type of game that Notre Dame is going to have all season if they can, as close as they can to that. Nobody's never going to be perfect. Nobody's going to never have a perfect game. But, if they can do that, they'll be good to go, man. And I like everything I've seen. It's just like they having fun out there and enjoying themselves. And so I like what Marcus Freeman is doing. Hey, congrats to him, man. He's looking real good out there. He got a good staff together. And it's looking like they taking their time. They ain't trying to rush nothing. They taking their time. They taking it one game at a time, and that's all they have to do. Take it one game at a time, and they'll be good to go. So, yeah, definitely big ups to them on the win. And like I said, everything has to go good. Even with the I mean, even with the kicking game, you know, there was they kicker made a 54-yard field goal, which in another stadium, which is great. If he could do that in somebody else's stadium, a 54-yard field goal, and you know the conditions wasn't even at his best, that was pretty good. He was one out of two on that, but he did a good job. They punt the ball pretty decent too, winning the field position, 50.7 on the yards average on per punt. You know, 59 was the longest. So as long as they can win the field position and don't turn the ball over, like I say, they did have 10 penalties for 82 yards, so that's something they probably got to clean up. But I'm sure they will. That's something they'll work on. But like I said, just taking it one game at a time, and that's all they got to do. So it was just good to see Notre Dame come out with the win. And you know, it's very hard sometimes to come out, you know, when it's a rain delay, to have to go back in the locker room, then go back out there and play again. It's so hard to do that, especially at somebody else's stadium, and to come out with the win. That just shows you how great this team can be, and I'm looking forward to see how the rest of the season goes. So congrats to Notre Dame. I'm glad they got the win, and we'll just see how things go from there. You know, now they got to get ready for Central Michigan next. I expect them to win that game, but just take their time and do what they're doing, just try to keep it going the whole season. But we'll see how it goes, one game at a time. Go Notre Dame.